Hello friends, you can log on to primeaptacademy.com to access complete free video courses. So this is the 33rd question of the time, speed, distance chapter. So the question says A, B, C and D simultaneously start running clockwise from point P on a given circular path. A runs at a speed of 16 km per hour, B runs at a speed of 14 km per hour, C runs at a speed of 12 km per hour and D runs at a speed of 10 km per hour. The circular path is 12 km long. Okay. How many hours after starting from point P will all the four be together? Okay. So all the four does not have to be at P specifically. They can be, but the question is saying that they start from this point P, then wherever they are together for the first time, all the four, how many hours after that it will occur. Okay. So let this be the circular path. This is point P. So each of them is starting in this direction clockwise. Alright. Now if you look at it, it's actually a very interesting question. This is A, B, C and D. Now for A to meet B, we can, if we find the time, the first time that A catches up with B, then we find the time, the first time B catches up with C, then the time, first time when C catches up with D. When I say catches up, because if you look at it, A speed is more than B speed. So when the race starts, A will start to go ahead of B. B will be behind A, but A will complete the circle. So B will still be in the circle. So A will again meet B somewhere in the circle. So A will have to meet B again. So for example, if you look at it here, if let's say with this blue pen I am drawing, A is moving like this. So B over here is moving on the blue pen. Speed will be less than that of A. So B in the meantime might have reached here only. So A will complete the circle and then will meet B somewhere here or here. We don't know. It might meet at P also. Alright. So similarly, B's speed is more than that of C, because B is 14 km per hour and C is 12 km per hour. So B will be faster than C. So if in a given amount of time, if A has reached here, B has reached here, in that amount of time, C will be, let's say, here, and D, which is the slowest of them, will be, let's say, here. Okay, in this given amount of time. So what we are going to do is, to solve the question, we will see that A, when does A first meets B? Okay, in how many hours? Then in how many hours B will first meet C? And then in how many hours C will first meet D? Then LCM of all these 3 hours will be the answer, because A will meet B in, let's say, in a given amount of time. The next multiple of that number, let's say A meets B in X hours, let's say, for example. So if A meets B after X hours, the next time A will meet B will be 2X hours. Then the next time A will meet B will be 3X hours. Okay, and so on. Supposedly, this is A-B scenario, let's say. Supposedly B meets C in Y hours first time. The next time B will meet C, it will be 2Y hours. The next time B will meet C will be then 3Y hours, and so on. Okay, in LCM only it will go. So if A meets B in X hours, B meets C in Y hours, and let's say C meets D in, let's say, Z hours for the first time. So our answer will be then nothing but LCM of X, Y and Z. Alright. So this is a very important concept to understand. Okay. Why? Because LCM of X, Y and Z will always be multiple of X, Y and Z, all these 3 numbers. Okay. So at that LCM value, A will definitely be meeting with B, B will definitely be meeting with C, and C will definitely be meeting with D for sure. Okay, so this is what we have to find. Now coming to the situation of A to B. Now A's speed is 16 km per hour, B's speed is 14 km per hour. For A to meet B for the first time, sorry, A has to do one complete circle more than B. Okay, so let me draw this here. So they start from P. I'm just looking at the scenario of A and B. So if you look at it, let us say, for example, I don't know where they are meeting for now because we have not done any calculation. If let's say they meet here, A and B meet here. Let's say this point is meeting point M. So if for example B has moved from here till here in this one circle, in that time A, which is faster than B, has covered this circle first once and then further has covered till this point. So if you look at it, A has covered one complete circle and then this part of the circle. So A will have to gain one circle over B, okay, for A to meet B for the first time. Alright, so let me rub that off. So okay, so what we have understood that for A to meet B for the first time, A has to gain one complete circle. One complete circle is how much? 12 kilometer long. Okay, now the relative speed concept will be there. A and B are both moving in the same direction. So relative speed of A and B, relative speed in AB scenario I am writing, in AB scenario will be 14 minus 16, which is 16 minus 14, which is 2 km per hour. This is the relative speed. The distance means over here, the distance A has to travel more than B to catch up with B. So that will be one complete circle more, that is 12 kilometer. That is the circular path. So the time required for A to meet B, for the AB scenario, for A to meet B, will be distance upon speed, which is 12 by 2, which is 6 hours. So after 6 hours, A will meet B. So in this case, this X hours is 6 hours basically. So X I'll write over here is 6 hours. Now we'll apply the same logic in all the other scenarios. RS is relative speed. So relative speed BC scenario we are taking. So if B and C I am taking, B is 14 km per hour, C is 12 km per hour. So relative speed will be the same, which is 2 km per hour, and the distance is same. So time required will actually be the same for B to meet with C, time required in BC scenario. So if I am just taking B and C into consideration, in that case again the time required will be 12 by 2, which is 6 hours. Why? Because the relative speed is 2 km per hour in both the scenarios, and distance is basically nothing but one circle more. So in the first case, AB scenario, A is basically taking one circle more than B to meet B. In the second case, B and C, B has to take one circle more than C, okay, to meet C. And finally the relative speed in CD scenario, that is also 2 km per hour. Why? Because C speed is 12 km per hour and D speed is 10 km per hour. So 12 minus 10 is 2 km per hour. Again the distance is same, which is 12 km. So time required in the CD scenario, so everything comes out to be same, which is 12 by 2, 6 hours. Okay, time required in CD scenario. So the question becomes very easy for us now. We have to find LCM of 6, 6 and 6, that is equal to 6. Okay, this is the LCM of this 6 hours, this 6 hours and this 6 hours. They came out to be same, luckily for us. So all of them is 6, 6, 6, so their LCM is 6. So answer is 6 hours. So 6 hours after starting from P, all the 4 will meet. Alright, that is how you solve the question.